Today on episode 62, our Jose Quintana episode of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, a recap of NFL Championship Sunday, some puck talk, a Blackhawks weekly roundup, Bullpen, the weekly recap on the hardwood, and a new segment, Life Without Football. Let's roll.
Hello and welcome to episode 62 of Typical Chicago Fans. We are back in the content cave. Me and Boomy are back in the content cave.
Is this the first time we've been in the cave this decade?
Yes.
Has our only other show been at the
think,
studio?
I don't think we did another show this decade, have
No,
we?
I thought 61 we did after New Year's, but I might be wrong.
Yeah,
We'd have to look at the
You might be right. This may be our first show of 2020. It's very likely.
No, I know it's not because we did New Year's resolutions, I think.
I think we
as
might,
our segment.
But we could do that right
I
before.
thought it was after. Who knows?
That's very us to not even know
Exactly.
if we've done an episode in 2020. But we are back tonight for episode 62. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at typical_Chicago. Facebook, Instagram, type in Typical Chicago Fans. Follow us on there and all our social medias. We put the Typical Chicago Fans podcast and the YouTube video that we do. Like we said, we're back here in the content cave. We also do a little bit of a morning show, so we put that on our YouTube page. Also, go on our YouTube page, subscribe, watch the videos, like the videos, comment on the videos, let us know what you think of the videos. Like I said, wherever you get your podcast from, Apple, Spotify, Spreaker. I think I might have just taken that from Boomy. Is that... See, I'm so used to doing it on the morning show where I say all of it. I'm sorry if
You're good, man. You're good.
I just thought about it. We literally said right before the show, I've got Apple, Spotify, Spreaker, but I forgot if you meant on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then right in my head, I'm like, did I just steal something
That's
from
all
him?
right. But also go to the YouTube page because we've been putting everything out, like Zach said, on there. Our daily show comes out Monday through Thursday, sometimes on the weekend. It's been on the weekends lately.
But say, like we said, with our Life Without Football, with football coming to an end here, we may not be doing a weekend show because sports, unfortunately, is going to get a little sad here for a little bit here. We got NBA, NHL, baseball coming up here, but football is unfortunately coming to an end.
Yeah, we're up to 45 subscribers on YouTube. So
45
5 more, and we're going to do a T-shirt giveaway, so make sure you head over there and subscribe to the YouTube page. But follow me on Twitter, at BoomyTCF. If you want to see
a sad Packers fan, I know this is a typical Chicago fan podcast. If you want to see a sad Packer fan, go to Boomy's Twitter at BoomyTCF and read some of his tweets from yesterday. It will maybe make your Monday a little bit better, and maybe it'll make your week a little bit better. Tuesday. Well, I'm going to put it out tonight before.
Oh, that a boy.
So we'll see.
I don't even know what day
this
it
could
is.
be a Monday. It could be Tuesday. I don't know.
Whatever day it is, it'll probably, if you're a Bears fan, will make you a little bit happy.
Yep. Like I said, we do a TCF morning show, though, where we kind of break down stuff throughout the day. We don't always get into sports. And like I said, if you want to hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, if you got some subjects throughout the day for our morning show.
Or just want to tell us how big of idiots we are.
Like I said, we record usually Sunday through Wednesday night, usually between 7 and 10 o'clock. I know it's kind of a large range of things, but if you want to send in some topics during that time, we would love to maybe shout you out, or if you would like to come on the show.
If you got Skype, we can get you on.
Yeah, like we said, we're all getting used to we're getting the Skype and we're getting the content flowing. Like I said, we would like to get some other faces on the podcast or on the morning show other than Boomy's ugly face.
Exactly. People don't want to see that.
Decent looking face, and then Pigoy, he's ugly.
We're all ugly.
See, I just gave Matt a nice little compliment.
Nice of you.
See,
it was very. Was that one of your New Year's resolutions? Was to be kinder?
Be kinder to Matt.
Oh, okay.
Be kinder to the people.
The rest of us can just piss up a rope.
Kinder to the people who are kind to me.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Sports-wise, for the last few months, we've kind of gone back and forth. So I think, I think football being over, at least for our teams,
we can rekindle our friendship.
We can just take a little break from yelling at each other. My mother has said that a few times. If you are a listener or a watcher of the morning show, we've gone back and forth a little bit, and it's fun. People don't
go back to last Monday. So Monday the 13th, that episode because we were coming off the show pot dispute,
and people don't really know that we've been arguing like this for the last 20-something years now.
This is nothing
new. But let's get into the flow of it. Sinkers and floaters. I'm gonna go right into my sinker. Buddy. Football is almost over. We got Pro Bowl and the Super Bowl left, but unfortunately, the XFL, yes.
XFL, baby.
We'll see how that goes. But it's sad to see. Like this is.
It is.
That was the last Sunday with 2 football games. Now we only have 1. We had the Pro Bowl. Then we had the Super Bowl the week after. So just football has, like I said, consumed our podcast, consumed our morning show. I've talked about more football.
Our text chains.
Yeah, more football than I probably have ever in my life throughout a football season this year with the show and all the stuff. So I've been more tuned into football than I probably have ever in my life, and it's been fun. But now it's going to kind of wean back from. Now we have the Super Bowl, then we're going to have a little bit of the NBA into the playoffs, and then we're going to have the beginning of baseball, XFL, NHL. Luckily the Blackhawks are going to make it exciting. Baby. Blackhawks will make it exciting. Yep. College basketball is kind of got more parity to it than it ever has.
It's unbelievable. I can't wait to get into that. We'll probably do a little bit more. That's going to be our weekly goal is we're going to watch more college basketball this
week. We got maybe soon here we will be I've been talking to somebody who is into he has his own sports college basketball blog.
Awesome.
And he may be doing like a little bit of a but a little
segment.
What would you call that? Would you call it like a hit? Like a radio hit in a way? But send us about 10 minutes of his thoughts on college basketball, and maybe him and Boomy can kind of go back and forth on stuff. So we're going to get more into college basketball on the podcast. We promise. Boomy, and like I said, we got a new guy that we may be announcing here in the next week or so. So we're I'm very excited about that too.
Absolutely.
But yeah, sadly, football over.
Well, my sinker is retirement because who cares anymore? Because a man from Indianapolis, Indiana, didn't retire till last week at the ripe old age of 102.
As we were just talking about your father.
Yeah, my dad gets to retire. Shout out to my dad retiring in 4 months. But
well, he's retiring what about 50, 60 years before this guy did.
Yeah, almost 50 years before this guy.
That is crazy to think about. Like, at 94 or something, you'd be like, hey, maybe I should retire.
Give this up.
Maybe I should live my life a little bit here.
Even
I've been
like
working
100.
since I was probably 10 or so. Not probably 10. Probably 15 or so he'd probably been working.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so this man is he's a surveyor for the Indiana Department of Natural Resources.
So maybe he could drive around even that. I don't know if 102.
Yeah, he actually joined the state agency in 1962. So it's funny you say that because that's a year before my dad was even born.
Jeez.
So my dad has been born, gone to college, got married, had kids, worked and retired
before this guy.
Since this guy started at the Indiana Department of Natural Resources.
Before this guy even got to take a day off.
So who cares about retirement? You know, this guy's mom lived till she was 108. So it's he looked
genes.
Retirement right in the face and said, "No, no, no." He gave it the Dikembe finger.
Yeah, I will not let you control me.
All right. My floater, on the other hand, is Mexican Uber because it's going to be popping off in Mexico because apparently the subway systems are wrecked horribly in Mexico City. Right. Well, the reason they're so far down is because there are a vast amount of piss in the subway systems that are destroying the tracks, the wiring. The metro system is listed as corroding due to urine as one of the top 5 causes for these escalator and subway breakdowns. So people are not going to be taking the subway anymore.
Peeing everywhere.
There's just piss everywhere in the subways in Mexico City.
So in Mexico we don't use a bathroom?
I guess not. They said the biggest problem is the escalators. There's 467 escalators, and as of right now, 22 are out of service every day because there's just so much pee.
There's just people peeing all over these escalators.
Everywhere. People just peeing everywhere. I don't know if it's a matter of just like you're standing there and you just start peeing on them, or if it's a matter of like leaking sewage pipes or whatever the case may be.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's rough. So no one, if you're in Mexico City and listening to this, first of all, thank you. Second of all, take an Uber. Don't take the subway system. What's your floater?
Don't take an Uber. No. Don't take the subway.
Well, then be careful in an Uber in Mexico City. Like, just be careful.
I can't believe that's a thing, that there's just so much
urine.
Pee. That everything is just not working.
Yeah.
Like, are the people peeing from the ceiling or something?
I don't know what's happening.
I don't get how it corrodes. Like, where are these?
There's part of me that like wants to go see what's happening, and then there's another part of me that's like, I won't want anything to do with that.
I'm just so confused of like, is it raining pee or something? That's confusing.
I refuse to spend too much time thinking about it because it's just going to make me grossed out.
Yes. My floater is the Chicago Bears. Because yesterday the Chicago Bears beat the Green Bay Packers.
Robbie Gould.
You may wonder why. And it's because the two guys who scored for the San Francisco 49ers, one maybe was on the practice team, maybe was on the team for real, wasn't on the team for long, but both of the guys were on the Bears and scored all the points to beat the Green Bay Packers.
Typical Bears fans grasping at straws.
Well, I just wanted you to know that you got beat yesterday by the Chicago Bears. So my floater is the Chicago Bears because you may think they're at home on their couches, but no, yesterday they beat the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, and they're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
they're going to the Super Bowl. I love it, though. That is a crazy – what the running back's last name? I always say it wrong.
Yeah.
Mass?
I honestly can't remember how it's correctly pronounced. I watched a lot of the game with it on mute.
220 yards, though.
Yeah. I'm looking it up right here. Mostert.
Is that how you say it?
Mostert. Mostert.
I'm not good at if I looked at my own last name and I didn't know what it was, I would have no idea how to say it either. I would say it very wrong. But both guys, former Bears players, beat the Green Bay Packers in one of the biggest games of the year. So good job, Bears. Way to be. Like I said, you may have thought they had a 500 season. Maybe you thought they didn't have a Super Bowl contending season. You were wrong. But speaking of that, let's get into it. We had Championship Sunday. We started the day off with the Titans going to Kansas City to play the Chiefs in a game that it started off like a lot of the Chiefs games started off. Not all of them last week.
For real.
They got down 10-0 real quick, but the Chiefs, they like that, I guess. I don't know if what's up with that, but they like getting down. Ended up winning 35-24. They held Derrick Henry to 69 yards, and that was it. They knew if they could contain him. I think Tannehill may have had like 200 and something yards.
Yeah.
But if you could
he actually
contain
looked
him,
like a quarterback.
especially when they got down, they couldn't keep running it with Derrick Henry because, first of all, it wasn't working, and second of all, you got to get something going. So you figured out that the passing game did kind of need to be there, even though Tannehill did play decent. They just the Chiefs are on a different level.
And I think
right
it really goes back to the Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes really prove that they can be. When they are at home and they are clicking on all cylinders, are the most electric team in football.
They're electric. They're the best. I mean, they are. Oh, I guess I went.
Dude, they were down 24 points a week ago to a good Texans team, and they won the game like it was nothing.
Like it was nothing.
You know, I mean, that
team
just shows you.
Unbelievable right now. They're on a roll. Andy Reid, will he get his first Super Bowl?
I hope so.
I hope so. It's him in Miami. It's just perfect. I was thinking about it yesterday. You watch that game. It's freezing cold in Kansas City, and the winner gets to go to Miami to play.
Yep.
That's beautiful. Miami,
Absolutely.
you get to go to somewhere.
Even think about, I mean, San Francisco was only like 50 degrees, and it's going to be 90 in South
It was
South
only
Florida.
50 degrees out in San Francisco?
Yeah, 50, 60 degrees.
That's still beautiful.
Yeah.
But
we got to
speaking of
remember, San Francisco is awfully far north.
the Packers still wasn't a good game either. It was 30. They lost 37-20. Didn't score in the first half.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers
Outscored
played
in the
better
second.
in the second half. If he would have played a little bit better in the first half, I think it would have let them have a better chance. Couldn't get the running game going because they were down pretty much the whole game.
Yeah.
Gave up 220 yards, which is kind of crazy.
I mean, Aaron Jones didn't have a bad. I mean, only 56 yards.
No, but you're not.
You couldn't get it.
When you lose 37-20, your run game is just kind of not there.
Well, when
because
you're
it
down
doesn't
27-0 at half,
it
doesn't really matter.
You gotta even I think Aaron Rodgers 31 of 39 or something like that.
Yeah, 31 of 39 for 326 yards.
But a lot of those missed passes were in the first half, like you said. He had 2 interceptions and a fumble.
Yeah, the fumble loss was bad.
The center and him.
3 sacks for 30 yards,
which is on the offensive line. That offensive line gave him no time. And like I said,
banged up.
What you look at the Super Bowl is 2 teams that have very good offensive lines.
I think they got the 2 best teams in football.
Yeah,
I mean, you can make a case for the Ravens, I think, would be the other one. But I think, and it proves it when the line came out last night at 1.5, I think you got a very, very good matchup. And it's going to be fun.
The 49ers ran away with the NFC. Yeah. They were the best team pretty much the whole season. The Seahawks kind of were behind them, but then when Josh Gordon got suspended and then they kind of lost some players, and it just didn't seem like the Seahawks ended the season like they want.
Too early.
Yeah, they didn't end the season like you'd want.
Yeah.
With injuries and stuff. So yes, they had I think we had the 2 best teams. It's going to be exciting. I think the Chiefs are minus 1.5, so that just shows you.
3.5, I think, is the over.
And both of the games, the 49ers were 8-point favorites and the Chiefs were 7-point favorites. That just shows you how dominant they were in an NFC and AFC championship game. To both be a touchdown or more favorites is just show you how dominant they really are. Both teams covered, too, so that's pretty impressive on those high of numbers.
Now, I got to ask you, this week is Pro Bowl week. Do you ever watch the Pro Bowl?
I watch more of the stuff around the Pro Bowl than the Pro Bowl itself.
The dodgeball game.
I think
that's
more fun
stuff
to watch because, that's honestly, it's more competitive in the game. And honestly, I just don't see any fun. Unless you want to bet on the game, but the game's not competitive. I only like football that's competitive. And even in a bowl game, you're going to get way more competitive football than you
I would rather see them legitimately go play like flag football.
I think it'd be more fun.
Because I think they would be more competitive.
I think it'd be more exciting because why would you – you would actually get guys out there trying hard.
Just play 7-on-7.
Yeah, because you don't – these guys don't want to tackle each other. No one wants to go out there – yeah, he may want to get a sack in the
I've got his jersey over there somewhere, but like one of my favorite cornerback. Remember the hit that Sean Taylor laid in the Pro Bowl?
Yeah,
he damn near killed somebody.
That would definitely get you kicked out of the game. That would just that's not going to happen. That kid, I don't even think that hit would be legal in a game anymore. Sean Taylor, he was so good. If you look at his highlight reel, it was unreal.
Oh, yeah.
The hits he put on people and the way he played was just –
This video is so funny. In 2006, Pro Bowl is hit on Brian Moorman, who I don't even remember Brian Moorman.
Wasn't it like Pete Rose back in an All-Star game?
Oh, it was a fake punt. That's what it was. It wasn't a quarterback. I could watch this video a million times.
Wasn't there an All-Star game where Pete Rose
Oh, yeah. He ended
took out the catcher
career,
in an All-Star game?
Yeah. He ended that dude's career, essentially. That guy never really rebounded from that. But no,
that's why they've eliminated
the Pro Bowl's one of those I'll put it on at the gym while I'm lifting and just kind of have fun. But I used to always bet the Pro Bowl over, and feels like the last 4 years the unders hit. Remember we had a Pro Bowl a couple years ago that was 12-6.
If you can find maybe some good offensive flow throughout the game, but no one's trying enough for that you to be confident enough in that over.
Yeah,
you can't. It's just no confidence in an over like that. Because
think about it. If you were a quarterback and I was a wide receiver, and we played on different teams and only played together once a year in the Pro Bowl, is there any chemistry that we can even get in a week that's going to make us, good enough to play in a competitive game? No, it's going to be a dog turd. So I really don't watch it either. But what's your immediate? We're sitting here right now. We still got 12 days till the Super Bowl. What's your immediate reaction? Who's going to win? Are they going to cover? I like the over. I know that both these teams can score.
I think the Chiefs will win. I just think wait. I think the 49ers are going to win. I think they got a good running game going. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't really need to play much yesterday. 8 passes, 6 completed. What I'm also kind of annoyed of is I'm just a fan of him. George Kittle. Greg Kittle. People tried saying he didn't play well yesterday. He blocked he is one of the best blockers. Unless you're Doug Gottlieb. Is it Doug Gottlieb who said that he wasn't, even though there's highlights?
Doug Gottlieb's a moron.
But he's like a Rob Gronkowski or like a Travis Kelce.
No,
those guys are one of the best blockers in the league. And there's a reason why. I understand he had a good game, but the offensive line / the blocking is why he had 220 yards.
Exactly.
I mean, the holes that guy had open.
Dude, you could have driven your truck through those holes. They were just opening it up.
So I think
I'm going to lean Chiefs. I'll be honest. I like Pat Mahomes. He's probably my favorite quarterback in the AFC. I like Lamar Jackson, but I just think Patrick Mahomes does something different.
You could say I'm stupid. What if they have to rely on the run game? What if they take away the pass game? Even though I think it's almost next to impossible.
If it comes down to a run game, you're right. But I just feel like Kansas City has so many weapons that can catch.
Yeah.
Because their top 3 wide receivers are good, and then you go to their tight end and Kelce. There's just so much there in my mind.
But if you look at the 49ers the corners and safeties, they are.
How about a shout out to our NIU where I went to school? Jimmy Ward flipped Lazard
he got drafted
over.
Straight out of college from the 49ers.
Oh, yeah. Right? He was a first-round pick.
So, no, I know, but he's been there since he got
he's a
drafted.
Stud, man. And he's a good dude. I think I ran into him when I was selling football tickets.
So I think that
he's a good dude.
Either way, it's going to be a competitive game. It's not. Yeah. You don't think so. It shouldn't be a blowout like last year. It should be a very competitive game with two very young, good quarterbacks in the league that these two teams could be good for a while. What do you have?
Felipe Franks is transferring to Arkansas. The Florida quarterback. Remember the one that we agreed when he got hurt was.
Why are you happy he?
Because now we don't have to worry about it.
Because there was going to be. I thought he had already said he was going to.
Well, they announced today where he's going.
Oh.
So now there's going to be no rumors about competition for Kyle Trask this year because we're going to the Final Four this year.
And that's your Florida Gators football update. Right in the middle.
Immediate reaction. Sorry. Attention deficit disorder just kind of, it pops up.
So you got Chiefs.
I got the Chiefs taking the 1.5. I might take an alternate line. I think the Chiefs are going to win this pretty handily. Patrick Mahomes is just too damn good. And the thing is, we have trashed the Kansas City defense.
It's actually at 1 right now.
It's at 1. See, I love that. We have trashed the Kansas City defense, and they are turning it on at the right time. They were bad at the beginning of the year. They were bad when they played Green Bay. They are putting it
unbelievable.
He's an All-Pro this year. I mean, the kid is a stud and kind of revitalizing his career after he left Houston. They are playing really, really good football, and I don't think they're going to give up the run as much. I mean, look what they did against Tennessee, who is a better running back in Derrick Henry. Look what they did to him. Look what they're going to do to San Francisco. I like Kansas City -1 all day and the over.
And I think it's like 90% of the money is on
which
the over.
Makes you almost want to put a little bit of a wager on the under because Vegas ain't going to lose that kind of money.
Yeah, those big billions in Vegas aren't there for no
exactly,
reason. I know that.
Yeah, we've put some money into those places.
I put some money into those places. But let's get into something exciting here in Chicago. The Blackhawks.
Yeah, 5 in a row.
5 straight. They play the Panthers tomorrow night, the Florida Panthers at the United Center. Coach Q will be back home where he belongs.
They might have played Florida at home already. I know they've played Florida.
Maybe they have. But he is back where he belongs at the United Center, which I wish he was still the coach of the Blackhawks, but we're not going to get into that. Yeah. 24, 20, and 6, as Boomy would say, 24 and 26.
Yeah.
I had to say that every time now. It's going to be very annoying. They have 54 points. They're 3 points out of the wild card spot. Kane gets his 1,000 point, the quickest
American hockey player ever. And second best all time, in my opinion.
Who's first?
Gretzky.
And then I would say I like Crosby, but with the injuries at the end of his career, it kind of
it's hard to argue.
From it just because he didn't play as much because he had the concussions.
I mean, he's still playing.
No, he's still playing, but he missed a lot of time with concussions and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's
we're biased.
We are biased.
We're biased because he won us 3 Stanley Cups. Should have won 4. They had the greatest series ever. It was the Kings Blackhawks, the one they lost.
They should have
never
lost.
Game 7, it went right. I don't even know how that. I said it's one of those times you were such a cocky Blackhawks fan that I was just waiting for the Blackhawks to win. I didn't think anything.
I literally remember sitting there looking at the TV like, did that just really happen?
Yeah, I think I was at Nicholas Seamer's house. We're having a bonfire. We're watching inside. We're kind of waiting to go back out to the bonfire. Like, the Blackhawks will just win. They lost. It was very sad night. Very sad. But Kane gets his 1,000 point, the fastest American-born player to 1,000 points, greatest American-born player of all time, I would say.
And Sidney Crosby isn't an American, so I don't know if we were.
I know, but no, I was saying also all time.
Yeah,
I think
so he's at least top 3.
He's up there with the best. I think he's now 4th all time in Blackhawks history in points.
Probably.
I think he will one day own the record for that if he can keep playing. I think the record, maybe it's Stan Mikita. It's like 1,400. I know it's 1,400. Whoever's leading it. But they're back in it. They're making it more exciting to watch. Like I said, they play tomorrow night at 7:30, and I will be watching. And I think a lot of people will be watching because, like I said, they're 3 points out of the wild card. Getting more into that playoff run. Football
dude,
looks
like we said
over
on the
with.
Daily Show, it's one of those I have to work till 6 tomorrow, and I know now. I literally, as we were talking about it last night, I was starting to plan my Tuesday around watching the Blackhawks.
Yeah,
they're 3 points out. It's not far off, and it's something to kind of fill our time until baseball's in the full swing.
And I unfortunately have Dish Network, and they have not come to an agreement with NBC, or is it NBC Sports or NBC Sports Chicago. So I'll be watching that on my computer. Unfortunately,
you can always come to the cave and watch it, buddy. New projector in the cave too.
Ooh, how was that yesterday watching the Packers lose?
It was good. It was a lot. Shut up. There was a big brown spot on the right. That's why we had to get rid of the old one. So it's nice to not have a giant dark spot.
But Dish Network, thanks for
Thanks for nothing.
It's been a while since this agreement has not. It's been what? It's been all of basketball and and
you probably
not football, hockey season.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's been since probably October, November.
So thank you, NBC Sports Chicago and Dish Network. You're making my sports life awesome. Thanks for that. Unfortunately. Actually, fortunately, I don't get to watch. I still have to watch it on my computer. But you're helping me not watch the Bulls. They are 16-28. But guess what? 16-28. You may say, "Ooh, that's not good."
They must
They're
be
12
out of it.
They're 3 games out of the 8 seed in the East, in the wild card in the East. They're playing the Bucks right now. I think they're tied. As of right now,
it's disgusting that a team with that kind of record is
they're
still
down 11 with about a minute left in the third. So we're going to assume – let's just assume they lose this game.
Milwaukee was a 15-point favorite, so –
let's just assume they're going to lose this game. I hate to be this way, but I'm going to assume. And what I hate is you look at the box score, and you just see no consistency.
Yeah.
You don't see any – you don't see like – it just doesn't look like a team that's trying to play together. You'll have like a Levine with a 30 or a 35, maybe a Lauri Markkanen 12 to 16. Then you have a Kobe White. Sometimes he'll have 20. Sometimes he'll have 4.
Right.
Sometimes Thaddeus Young will go out there and play
tonight,
20-something minutes with 2 points. What?
Luke Cornett started tonight.
Yeah, that's where the Bulls are. And
Gafford's out for a couple weeks. Wendell Carter's out.
Wendell Carter's out. It's just everything.
We don't know what's going on with Denzel Valentine.
Yeah, we don't know.
Dude,
he's not been playing, or is he hurt? I don't know what's going on.
And they still have the same.
Boylen not want to play? We have. And you can't even. I'm done getting mad at Jim Boylen because I am mad at just everything. I'm mad at the front office. I guess I am mad at Jim Boylen. But it's just everything that you watch on this team, there's no upside right now. Like, where are we going to get better? What are we going to do to get better? We're not going to get a #1 draft pick. We're not going to get free agents. Like, I don't know what there is to hope for.
Something like catastrophic.
And the worst thing that could have happened to them right now is the Blackhawks are playing better.
Yeah.
Now everyone going, guess who the real worst team in Chicago is right now? It's the Bulls.
Yep.
Now that we had the Blackhawks at the United Center making a buzz, bringing business into the United Center, unlike the Chicago Bulls, because I went to the Chicago Bulls game against the Celtics. Yeah, there was quite a bit of people, but it's a Saturday night.
Yeah.
A lot of Celtics fans there.
And it used to be like, wall to wall.
Yeah, like crazy.
Like, shoot, when we went to the game with my brother, remember when the Pistons were in town, obviously D. Rose brought a different crowd, but, it's not like that.
It's not like that anymore.
And that's what it needs to be, though, for there to be change. When it starts affecting their pocketbooks, then they're going to start making
especially with a bigger spot like when the Blackhawks have the Madhouse on Madison going crazy, and tickets are being sold, the prices are going up, and then the Bulls tickets are going down and down. And getting cheaper and cheaper to the point where you could probably go to a Bulls game on a Wednesday night for $5 at this point. And that, I think, is where you will finally see something maybe happen.
Yeah.
Finally see something maybe happen. It's going to take the money and stuff like that, the money coming out of their pockets. And I don't really know how that works. I don't know how the Reinsdorfs and the United Center work. We have no idea. But at this point, basketball, the Bulls.
Yeah, my Florida Gators got a big win, so that's all I'm concerned about
3 points. 3 games out of the 8th seed. So we could be playing the Milwaukee Bucks in a series here in a little while if we somehow make. We are 12 games out of 12 games below 500, and we are 3. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
The NBA needs to put in that you need to be 500 to make the playoffs. Let's eliminate some of this BS.
They really should. Cubs convention was this past weekend. KB was
Ricketts
there for
family got booed.
Yeah, that was the marquee. They were talking about the marquee during that, and that was kind of what had people booing.
And I don't know if
come out
it's
with the lineup.
Obviously, like old school, but I don't care. I don't care where the games are.
I just want to be able to watch it, and if for some reason the streaming aspect of it makes it hard for me to watch it, that is when I will get annoyed. But at this point, until you
I don't get nostalgic is great.
Like the NBC Sports Chicago. Until you take it away from me and it's difficult for me to watch, then I'm going to
give you the benefit.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But until opening day when I'm trying to watch the game and there's buffering and it's just hard to watch, then that's when I will get a little bit of annoyed.
Yes.
But until then, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I think it starts in February.
Yeah.
They came out the lineup.
Studio look cool.
Len and JD will be on the call still.
Good.
I think I've seen that Ryan Dempster and Rick Sutcliffe, maybe, I think that are going to be involved in it.
I know Kaplan's involved with pre and post.
Yeah, well, yeah. Kaplan was involved in it. I think David DeJesus is still involved. I thought I had seen that. I
He just put his wife out there and let.
I was hoping
talk.
Frederick would have
that'd be
a
awesome.
spot on there. We got Fred. He was at the Cubs convention this weekend, bringing some morale. Shout out our guy Fred, always out there with the morale for the Cubs. Like I said, we talked a little bit about the convention last night on the show. We really probably wouldn't be into
it was a little
too
awkward. I mean, I know Jessica Bryant put out a tweet because Chris was only there for a little bit. I mean, she's sick, she's pregnant, so he didn't stick around very long.
What does it matter if he's there or not? Like, what?
People just want something to
I
bitch
understand,
about.
but
Yeah.
what him being there and not being there, it doesn't matter. Like,
Are the Cubs going to be? If the Cubs are
me,
not successful, is it because Chris Bryant wasn't at Cubs convention? No, it has
what's
nothing to do
getting
with
me
that.
riled up about the offseason has nothing to do about anything that happened at that Cubs convention at all.
No.
It's the moves that have not been made or the things that have been done.
My problem
this
is the
offseason.
lack of transparency. And I think Theo does a good job at it. The Ricketts family avoids those questions.
And Theo
like
does a good
Teflon
job at it,
Dons.
but also he's coding everything he says.
Oh yeah,
and that's perfectly fine because that's what he wants to do. But it's sometimes you go, did I just get the truth, or
Right.
did I get kind of a? Because he's never lying to you, but he's always trying to kind of maybe throw you for a little bit of a curveball so you don't know what's going on.
Right.
That's just the media in general.
Exactly.
So we'll see if the Cubs make any more moves. The White Sox, they haven't really made a move lately.
Yeah, I think
Wait. Chris Bryant, 1 year, was it $19 million?
19 to 20, yeah.
Still waiting on the full grievance. We don't
Yeah.
know if we're going to have him for the second year or not. 4 years, I think, ago, this is when the grievance was filed. It's insane that it's taken this long to even consider. Like, how is it not done yet? That's crazy. Wait, I don't know if we've had a podcast since the cheating scandal.
we have not.
It's just been crazy. It goes out that first comes out the Astros were cheating within like the cameras. They built a thing out in center field for cameras. They were electronically on video hitting the garbage can, doing this and that. They end up getting Cora. AJ Hinch suspended a year. The GM suspended a year.
And then
end up both getting
fired. Yeah.
And then Cora ends up getting fired because he's in
Boston.
the investigation with Boston, which I don't
And
think.
like the rumor is that he was the one that kind of masterminded and set everything up in Houston, then took it to Boston.
And then Boston under investigation for something that's not even, I don't think, even close to what's going on in Houston. But there's 2 allegations that he's kind of brought up in cheating. So he's fired in Boston, which I think him and AJ Hinch probably won't coach again. It's going to be tough to get a job. And then Carlos Beltran.
Fired before he ever coaches a game.
Never coached one game for the New York Mets.
I hate the Astros now, and I used to like the Astros. I absolutely loathe them they are now to me what most people like the New York Yankees.
Yeah,
what they did is disgusting.
And also the way they went about it, they
Very
kind of had a Cubs
cocky.
convention in a way, a Houston Astros convention.
Yeah.
And they were not
It doesn't matter,
remorseful.
we'll
No
be
one
back.
apologized. I don't think I heard anyone say we're sorry for what we did. They denied everything with the allegations of the buzzers, which are coming out that they had a buzzers kind of like strapped
If that's
to
the
them,
case and they're wearing those, lifetime bans.
Altuve was holding his
Yeah,
jersey, and it's
no.
just crazy stuff that's going on in baseball. Like I said, Beltran out as the Mets coach. So,
Dude, but
Houston,
you know what would be a great move for Houston? Hire Carlos Beltran.
Yeah, right.
If
that's, I don't think he'll ever get a job either.
I bet he will.
It'll be tough.
Alex Cora will never coach. AJ Hinch will probably coach, I think. But I think if it's found out that Alex Cora was the mastermind behind both of them, then he'll never coach.
But like we said in baseball,
Beltran will get another chance.
The coach is not. It is important, but it's going to be is a team willing to. It depends on what baseball thinks of these guys.
Right.
If they fired him and they want them out in a way like Rob Manfred, it's going to be tough for an owner to want to hire any of these guys because they're going to come with all the baggage and all the cheating scandals, and every time they're out there, or at least for the first little bit, it's going to come out. It's going to be that they're cheaters and this and that. But I think all get past it, and I think just like steroids and just like everything, I think this will all pass in a way. But I do think that this Astros team, the players on this team, this will be a cloud over their head.
I did see a survey that said that like 73% of the people surveyed want Astros players punished, and I agree. If they are knowingly behind this, they should be punished as well. I'm not saying year bans, but
the problem is that just won't happen because I'm not saying you aren't wrong, or you aren't right. Sorry. But baseball has already given them the immunity, and that's why they got the information they did. So I just don't think baseball can go back on that.
Yeah,
even legally, I don't think baseball can go back on that.
No,
because
you can't.
That's what they gave them.
Exactly.
And really, truthfully, I hate to be this way, but that's what they had to do because
you wouldn't have got that information.
You think they're going to tell the truth about something like?
It's called. It's also under the Fifth Amendment. It's called self-perjury. You don't have to incriminate yourself.
You know, like you want or
self-indictment.
Even though. It seems like a lot of stuff was left out of these because the buzzers, they said that there was no evidence against the buzzers. Who knows with that? So the whole team, and there's 3 teams: the Mets, Astros, and Red Sox. We already said it, less than a month away from pitchers and catchers reporting, and those teams do not have a coach.
I heard that the Astros were interviewing Dusty Baker.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. I love that.
I was hoping Dusty would make it to the bench coach for the Cubs.
I would be okay with that. I love Dusty Baker.
I like Dusty. I mean,
other than the fact he didn't know when to pull.
I also don't know how he never poked his mouth with that
toothpick.
I was a younger kid when he was coaching, and I would see him in the dugout, and I would try it, and I would just
poke yourself.
Especially, I'm an idiot that's trying to
play
with a toothpick. I'm trying to be like Dusty
Stabbing
Baker.
yourself.
Dusty, we trusty. And I'm trying to see how the magician does the toothpick stuff.
Yep.
Boom. Probably made my cheeks bleed or something. Trying to be like Dusty Baker.
That's hilarious.
But let's get into our last little segment here.
And we're going to expand upon this, too.
Yeah, this is going to be an every Monday we'll do every podcast after the Super Bowl. We will have this somewhere in the podcast. It's Life Without Football. It's kind of what we would be. It's kind of like what we're thinking about. Like next Sunday, we'll be probably doing something that we wouldn't be doing if it was an NFL Sunday. So we're going to be kind of talking about that, what you might be doing with that. Just kind of let us know I don't know, if you're sitting there one day, maybe watching a movie on a Sunday, and you would think, oh, that's when you would probably be watching NFL football. Just kind of stuff that, first of all, we're going to miss it a lot.
Definitely.
And just kind of get us through the lull. So
for sure.
This is kind of a segment for us and you guys. Let us know. Hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Let us know what you think. Boomy, what do you think of it?
So I think the thing that is going to change for me is like I've talked about it. I like going to the gym. I enjoy doing my cardio, and I've talked to you about this. I don't know if I've ever mentioned on the show, but I've been doing these 10-mile Sundays where I do 5 miles on the bike, 5 on the elliptical. But now I don't have to like structure my day around football because I would make sure I had to like go to the gym by 10 so that I'd be home by noon to watch all the games. So I think being a little bit more free with my workouts and like to me, and this will come like when the weather gets nicer, is just like Sunday fun days. Like me and the wife like to go try new restaurants around the area where like during the football season, like we don't do that because I would prefer to be at home or we'll order in.
Well, that's even like me and your brother were in a softball league this year on a Sunday, and we realized we may not want to do that next year with football Sundays because football Sundays are something like I said. You only get 17 of them. Yeah, and
17
then
playoffs
plus the playoffs. It comes to an end real quick.
It's less than half of your Sundays in a year. So, like, we like to go, like, one day we'll say we're going to go to Spring Valley.
Or Galena, and we're going to go
to, or just go try something. We go out to eat at a lot more places.
So I think that's probably maybe that'll be a lot of the life without football for Boomy. Boomy will be traveling.
Yes.
And we'll see what I do.
What's number one on the list for you? What's the first thing you're going to do when you have a Sunday off?
Maybe some like pickup basketball.
Oh, I like that.
I'm a big pickup basketball guy, but sometimes
Troy Grove,
especially when you go watch football, usually that involves drinking or something, a lot of food, and you don't really want to go play pickup basketball. But like a nice little noon, 1 or 2 o'clock pickup basketball game, which you would never do during football season. You would never.
Absolutely, that's a good one.
Or just going like I say I'm a little bit of a weirdo when it comes to football. I like watching it at my house or like at the cave or somewhere where you can kind of sit down. You can kind of get in your phone because like the way we do it, we kind of do content during the game, and you just kind of want to be able.
I'm not a Buffalo Wild Wings
or
viewing
a bar.
kind of,
really,
yeah.
I watch some games at the bar, like Packers, Bears, or something like that. But I feel like,
and we also have like a specific, like we'll go to the corner because it's small enough, or we'll go to Fred's because it's small enough.
We'll have big Sunday night shows like that. It won't be as we won't have a full weekend of football to be able to recap and stuff like that. So I think it'll add more to like maybe going, like I said, maybe going to do different things, go out for lunch, and go for different places on a Sunday that you would never do because you want to make sure you're home for football.
Mine is definitely like traveling and hitting,
and even not just
new spots
NFL either. Saturdays when there's a full slate of college football, you want to sit around and watch those. Now you won't have that,
right?
So it's just a lot of that thing.
Well, like it's
Friday
funny
nights.
You say that because like me and my wife went out. It was week 17 when the Packers were in Detroit, and it was like we just went to eat in Ottawa at a place we'd never been to, and like we were driving home. She's like, like this was nice. Like we don't do this very, and I realized I'm like, well, we don't do this very often because it's NFL
football.
Sunday. So it feels good to like today. I know it's today I had off, so we were able to. We went to Rockford and we ran to some different places and went somewhere to eat that we haven't gone in a long time. So that's what I'm looking for. And even maybe expanding, staying out of or getting out of the Illinois Valley area, maybe going out and see what's up around like Maddie's area or somewhere like that. But just getting out of the house.
But we will also. This may only be about a month or two thing because we will also have baseball coming up
once
soon.
Baseball gets in the full swing, we'll be back into that because it'll be Cubs game, then
Cubs game or Sunday night
and then
baseball.
the Sox game, then Sunday baseball, Sunday night baseball. I watch Sunday night baseball more religiously than I watch Sunday night football.
Especially with this podcast, typical Chicago fans. So we will do our best to watch as many White Sox games as possible because they're gonna be exciting this year too. So we're gonna have a lot of baseball to watch. Well, I wonder how that's gonna work because I always watch the DVR of the games. I wonder if they'll have replays or like. I'm just kind of wondering how this whole marquee thing is gonna work.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
That'd be really cool if they like played a condensed version of it. Like in an hour, you can watch the entire Cubs game.
We'll see.
And they just run it the whole it's like pitch, and then like 3 seconds pitch, and then like whatever happens, obviously. But
I don't think it'll change that much, though.
No, I'm just saying like you could show it at like 3 in the morning.
Oh well,
you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So you could get like your condensed baseball version.
I got you. So Life Without Football will be doing that.
Let us know what you guys are doing on February 9th, 10th.
When is that, the Super Bowl?
No, the Sunday after the Super Bowl.
Sunday after Super Bowl. We'll get into this more.
So it'll be the 9th, yeah.
Throughout the next week or two, and then we'll really get into it after the Super Bowl once football is officially over with. But we're getting our first little taste of football being over with because we got the Pro Bowl this week. Like we said, I think more of the stuff.
But don't get us wrong. We're going to hammer content next week with the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl? Oh, yeah. We got a lot of stuff on the Super Bowl. We're just kind of because this week is kind of a test run for after the Super Bowl because we got a full week of we got Pro Bowl and there's gonna be some cool stuff to watch on TV. That's what I like more than the Pro Bowl. The stuff they do before. They're really like the dodgeball, the throwing contest, stuff like that. That's exciting. But the Pro Bowl kind of stinks. And I don't even get why they play the game anymore. Like, why would you want to risk that?
I'd rather watch them play Madden versus each other.
But yeah, we said next week we'll be really into a Super Bowl preview, getting into what we think is gonna go, some of our bets, some of our prop bets, because prop bets are the best part of the Super Bowl. I'd say that's exciting. But like I said, we got the Chiefs. We got the 49ers, Super Bowl in Miami, so that'll be exciting. But we'll get more into that next week. This has been This has been Typical Chicago Fans.
There you go.
Episode 62. I was like, my brain stopped for a second.
I saw the brakes just skirt.
So it says TCF there. I usually say the TCF morning show, and my brain literally halted. That's my Monday just coming.
But please, if you're listening to the podcast, go to YouTube, go to Apple Podcasts, go to Spotify, check out The Daily Show. Let us know what you think, anything you want us to hear us talk about, any topics, sports or non-sports related. Follow me on Twitter, @BoomyTCF. You can always tweet me, DM me, whatever. But we got some cool things going, so head on over. The YouTube page is growing by the day, so help us, in that aspect. 5 more subscribers, and we will give out some free merch. We're hoping... My life is very busy until like the end of February. So once February comes, we got some cool stuff coming. But thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for rocking with us. We know we didn't do a show last week, but tell a friend to tell a friend, and Subscribe, rate, review. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Go to Facebook and Instagram. Type in Typical Chicago Fans. Follow us on there. At typical_Chicago on Twitter. Like Boomy said, Apple, Spotify, Spreaker, YouTube, wherever you want to find our content at. Please subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe. If you see, like I said, if you see a phone at the store, go on there, subscribe to Typical Chicago Fans. Help us out in any way you can, please. Like I said, we got some merch coming up here, too. We got some shirts available. Maybe we'll get more into the merch game.
Definitely.
Here. Like
There'll be hoodies coming.
About a month or so, we'll be less busy. So we'll be throwing a little bit more content. But like I said, we do a daily show Monday through Thursday, sometimes on the weekend. But like I said, with football, not really. So if you want all of our content, go on the YouTube, go on the on the podcast. Like I said, we put all those on all of our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We put all the links to our podcast and our YouTube videos on there. Again, thank you for listening, watching to Typical Chicago Fans, episode 62. We love you all.
Peace.